Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 Eyewitness News at 5.
Coming up tonight, UNL announces more efforts to combat sexual violence.
Plus, parts of the country continue to be battered by storms.
But first, a possible stormy evening ahead for us. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We've had some light rain today, but more storms could be on the way.
And some could have the potential to be severe. So let's check in with Chief Meteorologist John Dessauer for the very latest. John?
Yeah, we are tracking some rain moving through southeast Nebraska right now. There are some thunderstorms out into the central part of the state, but so far things are looking relatively, everything's behaving right now. We had some moderate rain falling through the Lincoln area within the last hour or so, and it's all moved off to the east. Some very light showers around Lancaster County, another shower out towards Seward right now. But as I show you the loop over the last 30 minutes, you can see this is all moving off to the east. We've got some light to moderate showers on the far southern portion of Gage County right now, also through Fairbury, but we're also watching back out towards the west, specifically towards Broken Bow, out towards Lexington, where there's a couple of broken lines of thunderstorms that have been trying to get going. Now, the one thing about these thunderstorms out to the west, there is not a lot of instability out there for these thunderstorms to work with. So while there will be a chance for some thunderstorms as we go through the rest of the evening, I'm not expecting much in the way of severe thunderstorms. Now, the National Weather Service has issued a flash flood watch that's in effect until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning for the counties shaded in green. I think this may be a little overdone by the National Weather Service. I think we will see the chance for some rain, but I don't think the rainfall amounts will be quite heavy enough to produce some flash flooding. Nonetheless, the watch is out until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Right now, temperatures comfortable outside. We're sitting in the lower to mid 70s. And for the rest of this evening, we'll go 75 degrees by 6, 76 by 8, and 74 degrees by 10 o'clock. We'll take a closer look at the timing coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you very much, John. And we aren't the only ones experiencing rain. The Northeast is being ravaged by severe weather following Hurricane Ida.
Destroying homes and buildings, and there is major flooding in some areas. More than a dozen people have been killed so far. Here's more from ABC's Dan Lieberman.
In New York City's Central Park, Father Tasco Brown scooping water from his flooded car Wednesday night, swimming through the floodwaters, carrying his 8-month-old boy to safety.
I just used the God-given strength that I had and had to pull him out. And never experienced nothing like it. It was frightening. Yeah, worst thing I've ever seen.
But many others were not so lucky, as historic floods ripped through the region, the remnants of Hurricane Ida merging with a front to produce a first-time ever flash flood emergency for all 5 boroughs of New York City.
I made clear to the governors that my team at the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, is on the ground and ready to provide all the assistance that's needed.
In Queens, several fatalities in a partial building collapse. Others found dead in flooded homes and basements, including a 2-year-old boy. And images flooding in from underground, water gushing out of a wall at one Manhattan subway station. The entire New York City subway system forced to shut down, along with Newark Airport in New Jersey. Amtrak canceling trains between Washington and Boston for the rest of Thursday. And in New Jersey, at least 25 homes in Mullica Hill destroyed after a tornado struck.
See branches start to get carried by the wind past my house. The chair on our front porch got flipped. And it was nuts.
In Passaic, New Jersey, divers searching for people who may have been swept away by 7-foot-high floodwaters, with dramatic scenes of boat rescues happening across the Philadelphia suburbs. Speaking of Pennsylvania, officials in Philadelphia warning that flooding is still a major concern as rivers, creeks, and streams are overflowing and rescues are ongoing. Officials across the region warning that flooding is a major issue. People need to pay attention to signs and road closures because it's still dangerous out there. Dan Lieberman, ABC News in Central Park, New York.
And now moving back to the recovery efforts in the South. Nebraska Task Force 1 has finished up its mission in Louisiana.
The unit is now waiting for orders on where they're going next or if they can pack up and head home. Chief Brad Thavenet gave an update.
No injuries to report. No, not everybody is in good spirits. They were wanted to continue to help, and kind of bummed that they had finished theirs out. And it's kind of you find self-satisfaction knowing that you're making a difference in those folks' lives. The worst time that someone's ever experienced, and so they're very humbled and very blessed to be able to do it. Represent the folks from Nebraska.
Like you heard Chief Thavenet say, the group wants to help if they're sent to a different location. They do not expect to be in Louisiana by tonight. Task Force 1 will keep us updated if they are relocated. And LES is also down in Louisiana. They're working to restore power to areas.
Right now, they're repairing 2 miles of power lines that were knocked down during the hurricane.
There's 19 structures or poles broke off. We've gotten 3 pole sets so far, and we've been teamed up with another utility out of North Carolina. So we're kind of working on either end of it and working together to the middle. So this project here is probably going to take at least a week to complete.
LES says one of the biggest issues crews are dealing with right now is traffic on the roads, causing a material shortage.
We spent almost an hour last night just trying to get fuel for our vehicles when we got back to Lafayette because all the gas stations are out. So you kind of have to plan accordingly and plan ahead and try to utilize what you can where you're at.
The crew right now is in Houma, just southwest of New Orleans. They say Houma is 100% out of power, and it could take up to a month for the town's electricity to be restored. LES was originally expected to be down in Louisiana for 2 weeks, but that could change.
Hurricane Ida also could cause problems for the Huskers home opener this weekend. Nebraska's opponent, Fordham, is located in New York City and had to cancel classes this morning due to severe flooding. We spoke with an official from the school this morning, and he said as of now, the football team is still scheduled to fly out to Lincoln tomorrow. To other news now, as many of you know, the Supreme Court blocked an extended eviction ban.
Now Lincoln's mayor and local officials say there is help available for those who need it. Channel 8's Jael Pebrick joins us now on what Lincoln residents can do to prevent eviction. Jael.
A lawyer tells me eviction is a growing issue in Lincoln, and spreading the message that there is help is important, as it could be your neighbor in need. Evictions are still happening, and now that the eviction ban was blocked by Supreme Court, officials are expecting more cases to pop up and more people in need of housing in a pandemic.
They're someone's mother, sister, friends, and I mean, when people get evicted at high rates, I mean, it's not just affecting that family, it's affecting everyone. It's affecting the availability of units in the area.
Abby Kuntz started helping locals avoid eviction in the pandemic and says issues of non-payment is about 50% of her caseload. One case was a woman who could not work because of an injury and could not find work for months.
It was one of my tenants who thankfully was protected under the CDC eviction moratorium for those reasons, but with the sudden announcement that that protection suddenly is going away, we just kind of kicked into overdrive panic mode of what do we do now?
The mayor said there's still over $3 million available in federal funds to help with rental assistance. She says the money has helped many low-income families. For legal aid, they've helped 560 households with a 98% success rate at preventing immediate eviction. Kuntz says what hurts the most is, as a lawyer, seeing people who did not show up for case dates.
We watch people get evicted because they don't show up to court. Sometimes just simply showing up is enough to give someone a better chance at either working out a deal or moving out on their timeline.
The mayor announced that volunteer lawyers are needed as they expect more tenants to apply for aid and representation.
We do anticipate that there could be an increase in eviction filings in our community over the coming weeks. So to address this potential increase in evictions, we are looking for additional attorneys and community volunteers to lend a few hours of their time each week to help residents in need.
Again, Kuntz says the most important action is to show up to your court date, even if you haven't made contact with a lawyer.
All right, thank you so much, Jael. And I know you and I talked. You put all of the important information on our website, klkntv.com. Just click on this story. UNL's Chancellor Ronnie Green speaking out today on allegations of sexual assault on campus.
He spoke to the UNL Association of Students this morning. Green says UNL is going to work to support victims and protect their campus community from sexual misconduct. The university will expand resources for victims, strengthen their mandatory sexual misconduct training for the entire campus community, and increase faculty engagement on the matter. Well, now we're going to take a much closer look at this tonight in our newscast at 10 o'clock. To local politics now, redistricting will take center stage once again when the Nebraska legislature returns to session in less than 2 weeks.
And with growing populations in areas around Omaha and Lincoln, lawmakers could redraw maps for Congress, the legislature, and a variety of other statewide offices.
I don't really think there's that much for us to argue over, because the legislature will, like all legislative bodies do, will be interested in their own situation.
One major challenge for redistricting congressional seats will be District 2, which currently includes Omaha and most of Sarpy County. Over the last decade, it's grown by 15%, which means it likely needs to be split in half. Regardless of what happens, Senator Carol Blood hopes Nebraskans trust the process.
I'm not one of those senators who wants to start instilling fear in people. I feel that if we all work and act like adults, that we can do whatever we possibly can to accommodate all Nebraskans.
Also take into account any changes agreed on in the legislature can be vetoed by Governor Pete Ricketts.
Now to Kearney, where Kearney Public Schools is implementing an indoor mask mandate for all students. It starts September 7th. They say the decision was made after talking with local health officials and due to the rise in COVID in their schools. The mandate will be in effect until at least October 15th.
Well, you know, some people are concerned about if masks are safe for children to wear. Governor Ricketts even saying that he is, referencing a decision by the Norwegian Public Institute of Health. But a local doctor says masks are safe for kids.
Wearing face masks, first of all, is not detrimental to your health. And for children especially, it is incredibly effective at reducing transmission.
Dr. Lawler says children who get COVID can show signs of serious long-term respiratory side effects. And still ahead on the news tonight.
An organization in Omaha is helping people get out of poverty. We'll tell you more after the break.
Omaha Bridges Out of Poverty began its mission 5 years ago.
Their goal is to help people find a path out of poverty through a 10-week program.
And we found out in looking at that there's 100,000 people in the metro area and the surrounding counties living in poverty. We decided that's just completely unacceptable.
It was 5 years ago that Omaha Bridges Out of Poverty began their mission to help the Omaha Council Bluffs community find a path over this colossal chasm of need. Now, 734 people have graduated their 10-week program, investigating barriers and opportunities in their lives while learning financial planning and negotiating. Howard says their holistic approach helps graduates place their focus on their future goals instead of the survival of the moment.
They're stuck in the tyranny of the moment, the need to act for the day and make sure I have food for my children, that my electricity is not going to get shut off, whatever. It prevents them from thinking in the abstract and planning ahead.
Omaha Bridges believes in reaching people where they are and are currently offering 8 classes, 4 in person and 4 virtual. They also pay participants $300 while they learn. The program has a 94% graduation rate, and graduates average a $18,000 increase in income. Their goal is to eventually serve 2,500 people a year.
In 10 years, we would reduce poverty by more than 50% in the metro, and through increased incomes and decreased government benefits, that would have $1 billion a year impact on our economy.
In other news now, Robert E. Lee's statue in Virginia is being removed after the governor's year-long fight to take it down. The state Supreme Court ruled in favor of Virginia's governor, and now the statue of the Union soldier will be removed from its spot in downtown Richmond. The governor calls the decision, quote, a tremendous win.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist John Dessauer.
As expected today, cloudy skies across the area, holding temperatures down just a bit today. And we've had some periods of showers and a few thunderstorms rolling through the southeast corner of the state. And that's still the case right now. It's not a lot of rain falling right now in Lincoln. Roads are trying to dry up, but you can still see some puddles there right along L Street as you head up towards the downtown area. But also clouds are beginning to break. Skies are brightening just a bit as there is a break in the action on radar imagery. The rain that was moving through Lincoln is now moved off into Iowa. Still dealing with some showers down towards Beatrice, some light showers just to the west of Columbus. Over the last hour, you can see how these are all moving off to the east. Not a whole lot. Again, there's a bit of a hole in the action out towards the York area right now and also out towards Hastings. Now, there are 2 little lines, broken lines of some showers and thunderstorms that are trying to get going through Custer County, also out towards Lexington to the west of Kearney. But there is not a lot of instability in the atmosphere. And that's what we're looking at here. There's a bit more as you head from I-80 and south right along 283, and that's where this southern branch of that broken line of thunderstorms is moving through right now. So we'll keep an eye on that over the next half hour to 45 minutes. Most computer models suggest the instability quickly begins to move back down towards Kansas City, or make that down towards Kansas later on this evening. Here is Stormcast at 6 o'clock, doing a pretty good job with the placement of where the showers are at. Now it is trying to fill in showers and a few thunderstorms as we go through 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock this evening, especially along the I-80 corridor. By 9 o'clock, these 2 broken lines of thunderstorms are still out there, and they're moving off to the east, bringing some moderate to heavy rainfall to the area at times. Now, initially, we can't completely rule out a strong thunderstorm, producing some strong winds, maybe even an isolated tornado, although I think the threat for that is quickly diminishing. And once the sun sets a little before 8 o'clock this evening, that threat drops even more so. But by 11 o'clock, still some showers around the area. I think we'll keep the chance for rain in the Lincoln area up probably through right around 1 o'clock in the morning, and then most of the rain should move off to the east. I can't rule out a stray shower early tomorrow morning, but I think most of us will be dry. Stormcast suggesting some heavier rainfall totals. I think the computer models may be slightly overdoing how much rain could fall, suggesting upwards of 9/10 towards Lincoln, 8/10 out towards Beatrice, and a few areas picking up an inch to inch and a half if you get caught underneath a couple of those bands of showers and thunderstorms. National Weather Service out of Omaha has decided to issue a flash flood watch. It's in effect until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning for all the counties shaded in green. Now, so far today, we've only picked up 700ths of an inch in Lincoln, 200ths of an inch in Beatrice. To find some heavier amounts, you got to go out towards Kearney, where they've had nearly a half inch, and right at 1/3 of an inch in Hastings. Temperature-wise, right now, we're sitting in the middle 70s, upper 70s, warming up just a little bit out towards Hastings and Kearney. For the rest of this evening, we'll see our temperatures dropping off through the 70s, eventually falling into low to mid 60s by tomorrow morning. As the cold front passes, we'll start to see some slightly drier, cooler air moving in back from the northwest. Now, through the day tomorrow, I think we're going to keep some clouds around, especially in the morning. By afternoon, skies should begin to brighten just a bit. We'll call it mostly sunny at best, probably more likely partly cloudy throughout the day, and I think we'll stay dry through the day. High temperatures middle to upper 70s. High school games for football tomorrow night. Our game of the week, Lincoln Christian versus Lincoln Lutheran. Temperatures looking pretty nice. In fact, the weather's looking nice all the way through the game, with temperatures dropping through the 70s. And right now on Saturday, Fordham versus Nebraska. We'll see people back in the stands at Memorial Stadium. We'll see skies lightening as well. 75 degrees by 1 o'clock, mostly sunny by 3 o'clock, with temperatures in the upper 70s. We'll see highs on Saturday getting up into the upper 70s to near 80 degrees. 82 degrees on Sunday. For Monday on Labor Day, temperatures warming back up into the middle 80s. Another cold front slides through. That drops our temperatures back into the 70s on Wednesday. And then for the second Huskers home game, we should see temperatures a little warmer, highs back in the middle to upper 80s under partly cloudy skies.
Hey, those are a beautiful couple game days if they play out like that, John.
That's right.
Thank you very much. Well, you know, first they say a glass of wine a day is good for you.
Well, I tell you what, researchers are now saying 3 cups of coffee a day is good for you, my friend, and we love
Cheers.
our coffee. A new study shows it can help lower your risk for stroke and death from heart disease. Researchers also found that coffee drinkers have better functioning and healthier sized hearts. However, keep in mind, too much caffeine is not a good thing. What it all boils down to, I read the study, basically up to 5 cups a day is usually considered safe. So
Yep.
Drink it up, Johnny.
Yeah, well, and you know, we were talking about it's a good thing that our coffee is downstairs here at the station, because if it was on the same level as me, I might drink too much.
I drank a whole pot of it.
I know. All right, let's take a look at Wall Street now. A good day. The Dow is up 131 points. NASDAQ gained 22. Here are your numbers. You're watching Channel 8, Nebraska's trusted news source.
Finally tonight, Mamma Mia, here we go again with another Abba Album. The music group releasing their first new Abba album in 40 years.
The first two singles from Voyage are available to stream right now, and the entire album will be released November 5th with a holographic comeback concert next spring.
Very interesting. Do you have a favorite Abba song?
Oh, probably Dancing Queen.
Dancing Queen,
what about
yeah.
you?
There's one, and true Abba fans will know what I'm talking about. It's called I Do, I Do, I Do, I Do, I Do.
That many I do's?
I think so, 4 or 5. And as a kid, I had it on a 45, and I played that like there was no tomorrow on my little turntable. But yeah.
Love
John, are you an Abba fan, or don't you care?
Nah, that's not necessarily my style for
You
music.
care about the weather.
That's right, and we're watching some showers around the area this evening, as well as a few thunderstorms. In fact, I'll show you on radar where we've got not a lot actually going on in southeast Nebraska right now, but we are watching a few thunderstorms that are back further to the west, specifically out towards just to the east of Lexington, towards Kearney. We'll keep an eye on those as we go through the rest of the evening.
All right, thank you, John. Thank you all for joining us.
See you back here at 6 o'clock. World News is next.
With the Channel 8 Eyewitness News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand.
What's so extreme about the DQ Reese's Extreme Blizzard? How about all the Reese's you could dream